All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls. We got a lot to talk about tonight, from the debate to Elon telling Bob Iger where to go, Florida State getting snubbed, and the passing of a television icon. All that and more tonight on The Brothers Hack the Matrix. All right, welcome aboard. It's time for myself and Hylunder to bring you the clown show that is 2023 in the last week's headlines. How you doing, Dan? Oh my God, he's in vapor lock again. Come on, snap out of it, bro. Come on. Where's his assistant? Let me call his wife. Hang on. Come on, bro. Get with us.
That was my Joe Biden.
That's
or picking old political.
To say, what's homeboy's name that kept
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, that's him.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi.
How are you doing, man? What's new and exciting?
Doing good, man. The beard is in full swing.
Yeah, you are all the way live with that. Let me tell you, it's been what, a couple of weeks?
Si, senor.
Since I've seen you.
Si, senor.
Let's see. We had Thanksgiving. We were both busy for that, but I got to come to your town. Didn't get to see you because you were busy.
Busy working.
I was busy too.
Yeah, so we had Thanksgiving, and then the next Thursday you were in Dallas. So
I was in Dallas for the big game, man, and
my
boys showed up. That was a great game. I'm not even mad that we lost. I mean, it was the first game in NFL history where I know you love these first time ever things, but it was the first time ever that both teams scored over 35 points and there were no punts in the game.
No punts in the game. You know, I woke up the next morning and I saw the score and I was like, wow, they lost. But I looked at the quarterly score and I'm like, it was a good game. I figured you enjoyed it.
Went back and forth. Loved it, man. It was awesome.
They had a chance. And like you said, some questionable offensive calls down the stretch probably cost you boys. But
look, I can't say shit about the officiating because both teams were getting screwed.
I'm talking about offensive calls. You said yourself they should have been going to Metcalf, and they tried to do something else.
Oh, yeah, that last play. Oh, Metcalf's going off all night. He had 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards receiving. And you don't go to him. You let Alan Parsons come flying free at your quarterback on a screen? Are you serious? Whose genius was that?
Sometimes these offensive coordinators are trying to get too cute. And, you know, to me, the quarterback is under center.
Yeah.
He's reading that defense.
Mm-hmm.
he has a good sense of, is this play going to work? He's right there. Mm-hmm. Maybe he says, look, call, change the play, kill.
Yep.
We're going to go with what got us here. And there you go.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do that. So they tried to outsmart him. And
it reminded me a lot of the end of the Super Bowl against the Patriots, man. They really did. Trying to get too cute. I
remember seeing the end of that, and I was like, wow, they're not even going to try Marshawn Lynch, and that's what I would have gone with. And then if they stop it, they stop it. But odds are nobody has stopped it all year.
Right. Yeah. The odds were in our favor on that.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and forth about it, and I try to explain to people what their thinking was with that play. I mean, they only had one timeout and only and 3 downs left, so they had to throw at some point just to throw them off, but that wasn't the best play call on the goal line. I would have been throwing it up high to a tight end. His
guy was there, but the other guy, and they talked about the guy that made the interception talked about that very play, and he said he studied film.
Yeah, Butler was ready for it, no doubt.
And he said he recognized situation and formation, and this is what they like to go to. Yep. And that's why he had such a good break on the ball, man.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. Yeah, he did his
That's what separates the good ones from the great ones. It's who spends that extra time in the film room, man.
Yep.
Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, they used to just talk about that. Their film study is what that put them apart. Because, again, you and I talk about this. Everybody at the NFL level, MLB level, NBA level, they all have the talent.
Unless you're a Tyreek Hill or a Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen, you're pretty much an even playing level. Right. All these guys can play ball. It's the coaching that makes it.
It's the coaching, and it's the want to from the individual to go in there and study that film.
Yep.
There's no coaches holding their hands doing that.
Nope.
So there you go.
Nope. Okay. So, of course, I didn't turn on the Rumble thing. Well, that's all right. I'll put it up on Rumble later. I've done that before. I figured out how to do replays on Rumble. So, you folks on Rumble, I will be showing this to you later on.
Rumble in the jungle.
Rumble in the jungle. Okay. Let's see. First of all, we got to see what the cocktail is. We got the virus of unknown origin. Tink. What do you got?
You know what I'm going with.
Yeah, Guinness.
Point to the black.
Guinness in a wine glass. I'm going to have to.
Sir, that is not a wine glass. That is not a wine glass.
It looks like stemware to me.
Bro, we won't go into it. That's not a wine glass.
All right. Okay. You can school me off air.
I will school you off
there. Show us the axe, bro. What do you got?
It is the Canadian Godin.
The Canadian Godin.
But it's a beautiful guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the twin humbuckers, man. Split coils. It's got volume and tone. That's it. Very simple. But it cranks, man. I like it. I just don't get to play it too much because my wireless in the room over there doesn't work in this thing. The stem on it's too wide.
Okay.
But the one here in the office works perfectly. So I'm mic'd into my freaking quilter over there, and we're ready to rock and roll.
You're rocking and rolling and whatnot.
My smooth tones for the end of the
of course, all the smooth tones you want to do.
End of the show.
So, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. The first thing we're going to talk. First of all, we were discussing before the show. We're vetting our producers right now.
Maybe we get some fan.
You guys need to tell us who you want to see producing the show. Maybe it can be more than one producer. I don't know.
Marshall Bill. I like that one.
We talked about Fire Marshal Bill. We talked about
William
Sheriff Buford T. Justice. We talked about him too, and the first sergeant from the Boys and Company C.
Right.
We talked about all of them.
What is your major malfunction, numbnut?
Now that's from Full Metal Jacket.
That's Full Metal Jacket. Same guy,
Yeah. Well, same kind of character. Anyway, all right, guys. You know what we got first?
Actor, dude.
We got the top of the heap. No, it's not the same actor, my friend. It is not the same.
We'll look into that.
Yeah, we will. I'll show you. Okay. But anyway, we got top of the heap. You know what's up. We got the stories at the top. the international stuff.
Look at those LSU Tigers.
And of course, you know what it starts.
Eject! 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 Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
Yeah, we got the war in the Ukraine to start with tonight, boys and girls.
Yes.
Yeah, this thing is in day 652. It says U.S. Republicans block funding bill that includes aid for Ukraine. Former Ukrainian MP shot dead in Moscow Park. Wow. Those are the two headlines we got today on December 7th, on Pearl Harbor Day, of all things. We got two major conflicts. There's plenty more conflicts going on around the globe, but the two major ones that they want us diverting our eyeballs to are the Ukraine and what's going on in the Middle East. Interesting news about that. Zelensky to address U.S. senators by video as White House pushes Congress to support aid for Ukraine. They're saying we're running out of money to send them.
Well, yeah, we are. I think they were on the hook for another $500 million, and then that was it. The tap was going to be dry. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how they can justify continuously pouring money into that fight.
Yeah. We're not sending money to Israel to help with their defense at all.
I mean, it's the taxpayers paying for that. It's not politicians. All they're doing is trying to bolster their strength and cover their business dealings that are going on over there. That's all about.
Yeah.
And they got no problems fleecing the American public and just sending our freaking tax dollars over there.
Yeah.
Which is horseshit.
It is.
We've sent them enough.
Yeah, we have sent them enough. It's ridiculous, man.
I'd be curious to see where all that damn money went.
Right. Yeah. Well, of course, they're not going to audit it until the next president's in office. It will not happen if, say, Biden wins the election. Right. And he said this week, I didn't put the article in here, but he said this week the only reason why he's running is because Trump might run. He said that's the only reason why he's running. He said if anybody else was running, he probably wouldn't be running. He just thinks the threat of Donald Trump being president again is enough to make him run again. But say he wins the election, right? Which you have predicted on the show a couple of times that he's going to. There won't be an audit of that money.
No.
Not until he's gone.
No.
And
if anything, we'll send him more.
Right. Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs. We need to stop sending those people money. Okay. That's not our fight. It's their fight.
I mean, in the beginning, we gave them a lot of money. We gave them arms. We gave them advisors, blah, blah, blah. But now, come on now.
Yeah. At some point, you got to take care of business yourself, at some point, and that's just all there is about that I can say, really.
I haven't seen anything as far as an active peace talks. I think the last thing I saw was, Ukraine, they've come back to the Ukraine saying, look, to get peace, you may have to give up a chunk of land that, you've already taken.
They've discussed that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Ukraine wants to do. So what do you do?
If you're going to man up and say, we don't want to do that, then fine. Take care of business.
Yep. The problem is they're running up against a bigger economy. They're running up against a superpower that's got a lot of backing from some people we don't really like, but they've got deep pockets. So it's in their best interest for Russia to win that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll see what happens, but I like the fact that somebody's pushing back against sending more money there. I like that a lot. Okay. Then the other conflict, dozens of Hamas terrorists surrender to Israeli soldiers, report says. Says here that Thursday in North Gaza, the Israeli Defense Forces, the soldiers made the militants disrobe their uniforms and strip down to their underwear, according to reports. Yeah. That's still going on over there. Of course, hey, we said before, Israel can. We're not sending money to those guys.
Yeah,
we're
they
just
don't.
and if anything, they're trying to sidestep supporting him as much as they can. And I'm like, nah, you need to, just go ahead and support them, and they have a right to defend themselves. But
I mean, we've got battleships in the Med, and I know they're running up against some things. Some of the commercial shipping lanes have been under fire from frickin' drone attacks, and the Iran's acting stupid over there. So it can get, like that clip says, it can get out of hand real quick if things are not done right. So
that's for sure. That's absolutely true. Okay, the next one we got. I had to laugh when I saw this one. Nuclear family. Kim Jong-un breaks down in tears, telling North Korean women to have more children.
Please have more babies.
Kim spoke at National Mothers Meeting in which he described the housekeeping duties shouldered by women to prevent a decline in birth rates and to ensure good child care. Dude, what do you know about this stuff? What? Sitting on your throne. What did you tell me earlier, Dan? You might want to feed these people if you want them to procreate.
Yeah, you fat fuck. Why don't you stop eating so much so some of these people can have food on their plate and maybe they can have some energy to do something.
Right.
You keep them bottled up, and you state-run media, and as far as they know, they won every Olympics, and
right,
the best superpower in the world, and everybody else sucks. So yeah, I don't know what that's like. That's a very strange reality. I wouldn't know what it would be like over there. So
yeah, the
please
fact
have
that
more babies.
He's been trying to police the birth rate there forever, and now all of a sudden he wants them to procreate.
Now he wants to increase.
Yeah, just too much. Okay, this one came out of Nigeria. 88 dead after mistaken drone strike in Nigeria's Kaduna state, local officials say.
Well, whose drone was it, first of all?
Officials announced.
Please tell me it wasn't a freaking.
Right. Officials announced that what they described as an accidental strike had occurred on Sunday night in the village of Tudunbiri, Kudan State, where civilians had gathered to observe Muslim holiday celebrating the birthday of Prophet Muhammad, Maulid al-Nabi. Following the 2 airstrikes, about 88 people died, while no fewer than 68 people sustained various degrees of injuries.
Was it their own government that launched the freaking drone?
That's what I'm looking for right here. I didn't get to see this whole thing, but let's see who launched it.
Accidental drone strike.
Nigeria's army said that it in the recent past, areas Tudunbiri and villages nearby had been infested with armed bandits who terrorized communities. Yeah,
apparently it's their own damn army that did that shit. Mm-hmm. You know, it had to be internal, or they'd be up on CNN going, for this country or that country or blah blah.
Right,
blah, blah.
They'd be raising a bunch of hell.
Hell yeah.
It's a damn shame. It's when friendly fire gets people. It's really bad, man.
Look, these drones, dude. I'm telling you right now that they serve a purpose, right? But now they're used as weapons of war, and any idiot can run one of these fucking drones.
Yep.
Where's the recon, man? Know your target. Jesus Christ.
I was fixing to say, I don't ever want to see, and they're already doing it. The Predators are the drones we use in combat now. The United States uses them now. I mean, and we've done plenty of stories.
Was a time when you have to have foot soldiers on the ground to paint the target,
right?
So you had eyes on, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's just like video games, right?
Yeah. And you know as well as I do, those pictures aren't as clear as they should be.
No, they're not, man.
I don't think you should ever take the human element out of it because,
and that's what's happening. The further and further away we get, as a species from the battlefield, it's becoming very remote,
Yeah, it's becoming a video game.
It's
I mean,
very dehumanizing, right?
I know you go to Comic-Cons just like I do. Guess
Yeah.
who's set up there every time?
Yeah.
The United States Army, the United States
yeah.
Air Force.
Yep.
They're having guys sit down at terminals and play video games to see what their reaction times are. They're recruiting. They're recruiting drone pilots is what they're doing. So yeah, I think it's a mistake. I love the fact that Top Gun Maverick covered this subject, you know, in a slight way.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. You know, you remember when he walked out of old Ed Harris's office, he said, yeah, I might, you know, you might be right about that, but not today. You know, I'm still here. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one we got, we hear about this way too much. Air Force confirms that 8 U.S. crew members were killed in an Osprey crash in Japan. Officials said they were shifting from rescue to recovery efforts, indicating no survivors are likely to be found in the crash last week. And
and apparently the Air Force has grounded the entire fleet of Ospreys because of this.
Yep. But, you know, they're old planes, man. They've been using these things a while now. So say a prayer for those families. Of course, last night was
the these training freaking yeah, well.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We hear that story way too much.
Yeah.
But hey, they got to train, right?
Yeah. That's the job. That's the nature of the beast.
Yep, it is. The guys that are going to give those guys orders were debating last night. I think it's neat that they've trimmed it down to 4 now. We got Christie. What's homegirl's name? I always mess up with her name. Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
Ron DeSantis and what's our guy's name? Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yes, I have not read his book yet. I'm about done with 47 Ronin. I've got like 20 pages left. When I get finished with that, I'm going to read his book. Check it out. 47 Ronin is a great story, dude.
Now, I was watching this before we came on air. I didn't even know what was going on last night. That's how much they were advertising these things. Plus, it was on News Nation, which is one of the newer news channels. The guy that did the best, as far as I could see, was it just depends on what kind of attitude you have. If you're anti-government, you're all in with Vivek Ramaswamy. He was talking about a stolen election. He was talking about, you know, the deep state and all that stuff. And Ron DeSantis, he's just doing what he's supposed to do. He's holding serve, you know. But all of them are. But both of these guys, you know, Nikki Haley must have a bunch of money behind her because they sure were talking about her wallet last night, and both of them were attacking her a lot. And Christie only spoke maybe 10 minutes the entire thing. He was all about Trump and how we didn't need to let him back in, and you know, he's got like an 81%, you know.
I don't know how he gets why he's even in the running. He's a waste of time. DeSantis made his name in Florida. Yeah, for better or worse. I mean,
and he's like I say, he's holding serve. He's selling himself on the points that everybody likes him for anyway, protecting kids, stuff like that. And
well, he's got a lot of baggage that he's dealing with, recent shit that he's dealing with now. That I don't know. For me, he's not viable. Haley, yeah, she's got too much baggage around her.
Well, they made a point last night. She made you know, like $100,000 a year when she came in, and when she left the State Department, she was making millions.
Oh yeah, well, the other 3 are saying that about her?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening with them?
Right. Well, Vivek Ramaswamy made his own money in business. You know,
the only guy that's up there making his own money is the independent all the way to the far right.
Right. Yeah. Vivek.
So the rest of those, they're all career politicians.
Yeah.
And we watched the clip on Nikki Haley before the show, man.
Yeah.
She made a blunder that she wouldn't be able to get out from underneath, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. People need to start acting like it's September 12th instead of September 10th. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I believe it's crazy. September 11th. September. What about September 12th? Pretty bad day. Yep. Pretty bad.
But anyway, the guy that Christie was railing against. Trump doesn't have presidential immunity from lawsuits over January 6th, the appeals court says. That came down this week. He's spending his whole time at his rallies, and during the day he's in court.
Court in New York City. Yep.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what they want with him. He is totally off camera. If you want to know what he's doing, you basically got to follow him around places because they're not showing him.
Look, I mean, we've talked about this before. Does he really need to get out there and campaign? He's got a staunch groundswell that are they going to carry him through or not? I don't know. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I really don't. But I don't. His base is behind him. So if he can capture, I'm sure he would like to get out to some other areas and try to capture more votes. But they're hamming him up. So that's going to be his downfall.
Yep. Okay. Elsewhere on the Hill, the House expels George Santos in historic vote, boys and girls. An extraordinary move unseen in 20 years. Took 3 attempts in over 6 months and required the support of large numbers of both parties to meet the inflated thresholds, 2/3 of the chamber for expelling a sitting member. The final tally, 311 to 114 with 2 abstaining. Surpassed the mark with 105 Republicans joining almost all Democrats to remove the scandal-plagued Santos after 11 months in office. And we'll be talking about him again later, but this guy, where there's smoke, there's fire. It sure seemed like he needed to go anyway.
He was a total freak. And about the vote specifically, I saw one old senator, I think he was a Texas senator, talking about, we really didn't have to do this. He wasn't going to run again anyway. Motherfucker, if the guy is up there committing fraud, he needs to be gone.
He needs to be gone. That's why you have an ethics committee. Hello?
That gives you a little insight about the mindset of those politicians up there.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to throw stones in a glass house.
No, because they're going to afraid that they're going to get hit by the shrapnel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man.
Sons of bitches. Well, he wasn't going to really get. Motherfucker, he need to go. And he's gone now. And they need to look at the rest of you perverted millionaire assholes that are not doing the people's will.
Yeah.
They're making us pay for it all.
Look, there are the sickest places in this country are Washington, D.C. and Hollywood, California. Those are the 2 sickest places on this planet. We got some bad news to wrap up the top of the heap this week. Retired Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman on the Supreme Court, died at the age of 93. Yeah, that's a good Irish name. She looks like an Irish lass.
Yep. I think she's from El Paso, Texas.
Yes, an unwavering voice of moderate conservatism and the first woman to serve on the nation's highest court. She died Friday at the age of 93.
I believe she was nominated by Reagan, wasn't she?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. First woman on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So, cheers to Sandra Day. She was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Boom.
And then the last one we got, of course, everybody knows about this one. But saw this story today. UNLV shooting suspect was a professor who had applied for a job on the campus. This is University of Nevada at Las Vegas.
I guess his interview didn't go well.
I guess it didn't go well, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
We decided to shoot a bunch of people.
67-year-old professor.
What a dude.
Yeah. What a deal.
Did he take his own life or did they
put
him down?
Yeah. He took his own life.
He did. Oh, the coward. Yeah. It's always that way.
Yep. It is.
Kill a bunch of innocent people and then kill myself. Yeah. I've made my point. Why didn't you just kill yourself and be done with it, man?
Right. Why you feel like you got to ruin somebody else's life, right? What the fuck?
Never understand it, dude. Never understand it.
I don't understand it either, man.
We lost an uncle from suicide, and God bless him. He had demons, but he didn't feel the need to take everybody else with him.
No.
I don't understand that, man. If life hits you like that hard, you feel like you need to go, then make your choice. But don't involve.
Don't take people with you.
I don't get that.
Some of it. I mean, I don't know how you are, Dan, but I could have one foot in a gutter. I'd never do that.
No,
I'd
no,
never
no,
even
no,
think
no,
about it.
no,
You
no.
know,
And
I'm a fighter, man.
There's a
So,
clip that you're going to show later on that'll put smiles on people's faces. But I lived that. That
Yeah.
movie came to me at the right time in my life, man, because I was taking hits, man.
yeah.
You
Yeah. We're not
that
going to
movie
detail
came
it
out-
here, but I remember. Yeah.
That was the Lord talking to me, and in my personal emails that I sent from my Gmail, it's on my signature. So yeah, life is going to hit you, man.
Oh, you've changed it. It used to be the Batman one.
It used
Right?
to be the Batman.
Yeah. Used to be the Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, it's time to hear from a different kind of millionaire. The jockstrap, boys and girls.
The jockstrap.
It is time to hear from those guys trying to make waves in the world
Look, they're
through
just,
their athletic prowess.
you know,
Yes.
perfection,
Oh,
be
man.
efficient in everything we do. And I mean, look at the jump shot. Money. Oh, look up in your face.
Right.
Finely tuned athletes. Boom.
Yes, they are.
Look
They
at
are
Jay
fine.
Cutler. Did he phase him? Caught that helmet. No big deal.
And boys and girls, we've got one of them that has something he wants to say, and it has to do with the college playoff. Let's hear what our man Booger McFarland had to say about this. Shall we?
It's gone with the undefeated Power 5 champ.
Well, I'm going to completely disagree with you. To me, this is a travesty to the sport because we go out there on the field and we play the game. And regardless of whether it looks good at the quarterback position, regardless of whether we win with offense, whether we win with defense, the name of the game is to win. And that's a reason never before has this not been done. Winning a Power 5 conference, going undefeated, and not getting into the playoff. So I understand we want to look at style points and who are we going to get for the best matchups. But that's not what this is about. This is about understanding to get the 4 best teams. One team has a loss, and that's Alabama. One team doesn't in Florida State. And the fact that this committee could take a Power 5 conference champion that's undefeated, those kids have went out there and busted their behind and not get into the playoff based on the eye test. Mind you, this is the same Alabama team who needed a prayer in Jordan Hare to beat an Auburn team that lost to New Mexico State. So that's really what has me bothered right now.
Reese,
Preach, man. Preach.
That's
Look,
it. That's it, man.
Florida State. Let me just tell you this. Florida State on their non-conference schedule, when a lot of teams they take on these cupcakes, right? No, man.
Mm-hmm.
They went and they played LSU
right out the gate. Yeah.
And beat them handily. Took them over in the second half and beat them. You know me, I'm LSU, but Florida State, they came to win that second half. It was all Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the season, second to the last game, they're playing their in-state rival, Florida Gators. Not in Seminole world. They went down to the swamp with their freaking backup quarterback.
Where it's really hard to win. Yeah.
And they beat them. That's 2 SEC teams,
Mm-hmm.
good teams, that they beat on a non-conference schedule. That's not even conference play. And then they go into their conference game with their third string playing a very powerful offense in Louisville, and they wore them out.
Yep.
Undefeated. Playing their schedule is strength of schedule is unmatched. They played so many top 10 teams. They're out of conference with SEC. They targeted SEC teams. Undefeated, won their conference, Power 5 conference, ACC, and they don't get into the playoff.
And I don't want to hear this argument about the backups because I hate to break it to anybody
You
that
play
doesn't
with
know.
the team that you have.
That's right. I
And
hate to break
that defense that they have would shut down any of those teams.
any of those teams. Right?
Any of them. Nobody wanted to see that team.
The perfect season in the NFL, half of that season was played by an old man named Earl Morrall.
Yeah, and they had a shutdown defense, the no-name defense.
Yep.
Shutdown
The
defense.
perfect season had 2 quarterbacks that year. Bob Greasy got hurt about halfway through the season, and Earl Morrall took the reins. An old man at that point in football terms. He was in his mid-30s. And back then, they didn't last as long as Brady does. He took them all the way to the Super Bowl. Greasy didn't start again till the Super Bowl. I mean, he played for him all the way through the playoffs. So I don't want to hear that argument. And like Matt, Small Time Republic says, hello, don't all teams have significant injuries at this point in the season? Hell yeah, they do.
Yes.
They sure do, man. It's just dumb. And this is why they did it right here. Alabama's Nick Saban says omitting a one-loss SEC team from the college playoff would be disrespect. I hate to tell you, Nick, this was an off year for the SEC. There's a reason why none of you were undefeated. Okay.
One loss. Well, it's rare that they go undefeated. It is really rare for an SEC to go undefeated because the in-conference schedule is so tough.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the eye test, and Booker McFarland alluded to that, they struggled in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Not even powerful. Central Florida had them on the ropes. Auburn had them on the ropes. If they don't torpedo Jaden Daniels, LSU beats them.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. And I just think that, I think they should be out, and I think Florida State should be in. That's what I think.
Well,
and
they
simply
set themselves up for failure because they picked 4 teams. There's 5 Power 5 conference. There's 5 of them.
Yeah.
And when you say there's only 4 slots, somebody's going to get burnt. Anybody would have seen that. And the idea that a room full of knuckleheads decides who gets to go to that playoff. Most of those people have nothing to do with football, never played the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to decide who goes. How do you explain that to the Florida State? If I'm a Florida State player, there's no way I play the bowl game. There's no way.
Right.
Fuck you, man, I'm not gonna risk injury. Kiss my
Right.
ass. What?
I bet half their players would probably want to sit out.
How does that coach get that team up to play?
Right. Yeah. How do you do that? That's the thing. When you say the fix is in, we actually have an article on that. Report evidence shows possible collusion between ESPN and College Football Playoff Committee.
Look, I tell you right now, if anything could bring down ESPN, I'd be all for it because that channel has gone to shit.
Yeah, it has.
Absolute shit.
I call it the Communist News Network, but that's just me. New evidence shows ESPN crew members potentially knew the college football playoff rankings before the public. This picture of Kirk Herbstreit set 10 minutes before the official reveal shows the helmets of the eventual 4 CFP teams in the background. Wow. That's
Bro,
that's
do you remember the teams that I picked?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The 4 teams that are in are the teams that I picked.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Because you have a feeling the way these freaking that commission is going to go. They're all about eye candy and what looks good and what the matchups look good.
Yep.
They saw Florida State as not having their full strength at quarterback, so it's not a good fun watch. They didn't want to see an old school slugfest where the final would be 6-3 or 10-3.
You mean they didn't want to see the way my Oklahoma Sooners won their last championship against Florida State?
Exactly.
Shutting them down?
Exactly.
Right? They didn't want to see a 15-12 game? Come on,
They didn't want to see a 7-6 game like LSU and Alabama that one year. They didn't want to see that. So they shut out Florida State.
Yeah. SEC signed a huge contract with ESPN that starts next year. ESPN is the real committee.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hear you, buddy.
SEC
And we're going to step away from this, but I really think it's a crime that Florida State is not.
Sure, it is. Yeah, it is.
And I think Bama should be the team that's out.
College football, I set itself up for failure by going with 4 teams. Bama deserves to be in because they won the conference. All the conference champions should be in that playoff.
Okay, I hear you.
Every last one should be.
Well, my whole thinking there is this. If you're going to drop one of the one-loss teams, it's got to be Bama to get Florida in there. That's what I'm saying. Because Bama lost to Texas. You can't drop Texas and put Florida State in there.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They could. Well, because they got 4. If they went 5, the team with the best record, undefeated, with the best
sits out. Yeah.
0.4 points against and strength of schedule, they don't play until the title game.
Yeah.
And the other 4 teams, they play to go.
Yep.
But next year it's going to be 12, and there's going to be some teams left out. They need to do like the NDSU division does and go with 24 teams. Then rock on.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I know is there's an undefeated team out there that did their business, and they're not in it, and that's a shame. But hopefully it'll be better with the 12-game system next year.
It
Let's
won't
hope. Okay. Continuing with college football, though, because I know my brother wants to talk about this. That's for sure. We got to talk about it every game till they give out the award. Tim Tebow makes his Heisman Trophy pick very clear. And who did he say, Daniel?
Jaden Daniel.
Jaden Daniels of them LSU Tigers. That's who he said. That's what he
It's not
said.
even close, dude. I'm sorry. It's not even close. If you watched college football at all this year, I'm talking about watch all those teams and the people that are in the running. There's only one that just really stands out as being dynamic and most valuable to his team, and that's Jaden Daniels.
Check out what the man had to say here. Let's check it out.
Jaden Daniels has been absolutely ridiculous with his arms, with his legs, but then another thing.
And it's refreshing.
With his heart, because some of his best moments has also been when he has been nicked up. And I think that's something else that all the voters need to keep in mind, because it's been an incredible young man. But
there you go. He's all about your guy from LSU, man.
Daniels, man. I mean, shit.
Yep. Hey, man, I've watched him play. That guy is zoinks.
He's special. I'm
crazy.
I'm really excited to see what he can do at the pro level, because he's got something else.
Speaking of the pro level, man, we're going to see a game tonight that might set offense back 50 years. Oh, my God.
Is he starting?
Pretty sure he is.
They're going to score 21. They're going to blow out. 21-3.
As long as it's not a quarterback named Jones, huh, Dan?
21-3 is the final.
I think they may win tonight, Dan, because they got Turducken throwing the ball at them. So, the defense might score 3 touchdowns.
This is a big-time rivalry game. It used to be whoever won this AFC title game was going to the Super Bowl. And it came down almost yearly between them.
Yeah, in Brady's early years when it was the defense carrying him there. Yeah, this was the game right here. But
remember, Bledsoe went into Heinz Field and took care of business.
Dude! Oh, don't bring that up with me, dude. You know I love that game. It was so awesome.
Business, bro.
Dude. That drive when he stepped off the bench, 4 plays, 3 passes, 1 run. And the run was scary because it was him running towards the sidelines and getting lit up just like he did in week 2, which, introduced us to Tom Brady.
Yep.
But he jumped right up and ran right back on the field. And I was like, yes. But the thing I always remember about that game, his touchdown, the punt returns by Brown.
Yep.
I think he scored in that one on a punt return. Yep. Troy Brown, I'm talking about. And the thing I'll always remember about that game is when he kneeled the ball down at the end of the game. Yep. The guy was bawling. He could not believe he was going back to the Super Bowl. He really couldn't. Because you remember what happened to him the first time he went. He met Reggie White and them Packers.
Well, it was what's his name? Who was the guy? The return guy, Howard. Mm-hmm. Was that who it was?
Yeah,
the special teamer that had
Desmond Howard. He was the first special teamer to ever win the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Torpedoed the freaking Patriots.
Yeah, he had returns of like 45, 60, and then he had that punt, the kick return after they had held the ball. When they first got I remember they got it first in the second half. He held it for 8 minutes and scored a touchdown, got him within 4, and he wiped that out in 1 return. It was ridiculous, man.
Every time the Patriots got close, Desmond Howard just smashed them.
Yeah.
Short field, blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Patriots, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the Patriots could probably pull that one off tonight.
I think the Patriots will win tonight, dude. I think they will.
Let's see what else we got here. The NFL likely will take action. Hang on. Let me get it up here. The NFL will likely take action after Eagles director of security involved himself in a player altercation. Now,
you can't fuck with the NFL's brand, dude. You can't fuck with their merchandise.
Well, if you saw the game, dude, all he was trying to separate players. That's his job.
I didn't see the game. I didn't see the game, but
it was bullshit. They ejected him, and they ejected the player that poked him in the face from Kansas City. It was a linebacker. And
was it Kansas City or was it?
No. It was the Niners. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was the Niners. Yeah. But yeah, they're apparently going to take action, and that sucks for him because he was just doing his job, man. He was putting his body between him and the players, on the sideline, which is what he's supposed to do. That's his job.
Well, we'll see what the ownership for Philadelphia does for him.
I'm sure
maybe he
Leary
gets a
will do
suspension
something
and he comes back to work. So we'll see.
Yep. Okay, next up, Goodell, the friggin' Yahtzee. I can't stand Roger Goodell. He's the worst commissioner in the history of the NFL.
Yeah,
of course, there's only been 3 of them, but yeah, Pete Rozelle and I can't even remember the other guy's name, but Roger Goodell reportedly wants tush push removed from the NFL permanently. Okay, boys and girls. I have a very, I had this discussion with Chris the other day, and to be fair, Chris, my best friend, is a Dallas fan.
To be fair.
And he thinks he's right along with Goodell. And I got to tell you this, 49ers had no problem with that last week.
Chris is along with Goodell?
Yeah. Oh, anything to hurt the Philadelphia Eagles, dude. I got one question for you, Dan. Did they outlaw the Fridge playing fullback for the Bears in 85? No, they just let him blow holes for whoever was
I
running
saw
the
the
ball,
Cowboys in the Ram game do the tush push for a touchdown.
Pretty sure I saw that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did Dallas think about that? Is that
yeah.
they're supposed to not
I
do
guess
that?
It's okay if other teams do it. I don't know.
Give that touchdown back? Come on now. Look, that is the oldest play in the book. Philadelphia gets himself in 3rd and short all the time. It's like
they start 3rd and 9, or they start 1st and 9. It's not 1st and 10. It's 1st and 9 for them. But hey, the 49ers knew that. They stopped it. You know how they stopped it? They got them in 3rd and longs.
That's what I was trying to say. You made a point earlier. Do you get them in 3rd and long? You don't get them in that 3rd.
You don't let them get the opportunity to do that shit.
And then they can't run that. So it's all about your scheme and how you defend it. And the 49ers made it look stupid. So there you go.
As much as it pains me, I agree with Goodell. It turns football into rugby. Well, you know what?
Come on.
Again. Okay, look. They like to change rules, right? Let me ask you this, Dan. How many overtime games has Josh Allen won since they changed the rules for his stupid ass and made sure that both teams got a possession if there wasn't a touchdown scored? You know what his record is in overtime?
That play has been run since the game was invented.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that, then you don't know football. Flat out.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is every time they change the rule, this thing they did, instead of sudden death, both teams have to have a possession now, right? Unless there's a touchdown scored. Josh Allen, who this was changed for, has benefited to the tune of 0-6 in overtime games. He still hasn't won one.
I thought that change in rule came about because the Saints intercepted Favre and they didn't get a chance or whatever.
It was because of Josh Allen not being able to touch the ball against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That's why
and it goes hand in hand with this whole new idea of everybody gets a chance and everybody gets to win.
I know. I'm a sudden death guy, man. If you want to win it,
push, then you don't deserve the fucking football. That's all there's to it. If you get him in 3rd and 1, that's on you.
That's it. And I like sudden death rules. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you what, rugby is a lot tougher sport than fucking football is.
Yeah, it is. And these guys got pads on. Rugby players don't.
Like hockey on grass,
All right, let's see. The last one we got, the jockstrap tonight. Arrest warrant issued for Buffalo Bills star Von Miller per report. He's on the blotter this week, bro.
Again?
Yes. Reports out of Dallas say an arrest warrant has been issued for Von Miller following an alleged domestic violence incident.
It's always domestic violence with this guy. Always domestic violence with this guy.
And he seems like, what's fucked up? He seems like a sweetheart, man. He really does. But, man.
Oh, yeah? You hang out with him after work? And
No. I mean, just seeing him in interviews and the way he acts and stuff, he just seems like a cool dude.
You're going to see his persona that he wants you to see.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, the guy that beats on his girlfriend and his wife.
Right. Yeah. It's jacked up. All right, that's it for the jockstrap this week, boys and girls. Let's see what we got next. You know what we got next? We got
What do
the
we
flicks.
got?
We got the
We need to get a
flicks.
producer. We got Luke getting his hand cut off. We got no producer.
And by the way, guys, those of you just tuning in, we need a producer. Now, the names that are being bantied around, if you forgot, we've got so far in the mix, just from discussions me and Daniel have had. Sheriff Buford T. Justice is one of the guys. Fire Marshal Bill from In Living Color is another one of the dudes. And who's the third one we talked about?
William Shatner.
The first sergeant from the Boys in Company C. This guy right here.
Oh, I thought you were always referring to the drill sergeant.
No, I'm talking about the first sergeant from their unit.
In Boys in Company C and the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket is one and the same. Early.
Yes, they are. That's
who I thought you were talking
I'm talking about the first sergeant.
about.
But we can, hey, it's up to them.
I like William Shatner too, man. William Shatner.
That's right. I forgot we talked about William Shatner. Yes, William Shatner.
William Shatner might be the front runner, dude.
He could be the front runner.
He's bad. Look, he's a poonhound. Okay, doesn't matter.
That's for sure. He could hang out. By the way, Dan, I got to tell you this. I was going through my videos today, checking out copyright infringements. Do you know that this show has an 18+ rated show on it?
What does that even mean, bro?
It means they looked at the content and said, we have to put an 18+ rating on it. It's my only show that has an 18+ rating.
What
you know which one it was?
Bro?
It was one we did an
what
article.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's
it was an article.
Bullshit.
It was an article about your boy Paul Stanley. And right above Paul Stanley, which in true Kiss form, they had this ad with this chick's ass hanging out. And you, of course, couldn't let it fly. You're like, what the hell is going on with them chicks above Paul?
That's what I want to discuss, bro. What's up? It seems like every time you throw up a news clip, you'll see chicks' boobs or ass.
Right?
Like that over there. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Okay, so let's talk about the box office this weekend.
Let's do it, bro.
We had 3 new movies come out: The Shift, Silent Night, and Godzilla -1. Well, the number 1 movie at the box office this weekend was Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, which is a concert movie. She's doing one just like Taylor Swift did.
Swiftie.
It made $21 million. The second movie was The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which, from what I hear from fans of the franchise, is not a bad movie.
I've seen the first, second, and I think I watched the third one. I binge watched it one time just to see what it was all about. It's not a bad show, man. It's not bad.
Amanda's a big fan.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Godzilla -1.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that.
It's a foreign. Actually, I've got an article on it here in a minute.
Is it in subtitles, dude?
Yes, it's a Japanese movie, dude. Yes.
Shit.
It made $11.4 million, and rounding up the top 5 is Trolls Band Together, which has been out for a while, been out 3 weeks, and Wish, which came out 2 weeks ago. The other 2 new movies only made $4 and $3 million. The Shift and Silent Night. So Godzilla. Let's see, where is
Bro,
that?
the Marvels just fell off the map.
Where is that article? Oh, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. Godzilla -1 breaks U.S. box office record. Godzilla -1 breaks the record for the biggest opening weekend ever for a live-action Japanese film in the United States.
That's got to be a small category, dude.
It's got to be a hugely small category.
Like 5 movies have come out in this category.
Because of its success, it's going into more theaters this week for the next week of its run. It's going out to more theaters. And from what I hear from people that have seen it, they say it's great. They say you could take Godzilla out of it and you'd still have a great post-apocalyptic Japan movie because it takes place shortly after the events of Hiroshima.
But it's all in subtitles?
Yeah, it is all in subtitles. Yes, it is.
Bummer.
But the CGI, Dan, looks better than anything Marvel's
That's one of
done.
those. Some movies you just have to go see in the theater.
Yeah.
To really appreciate what goes on, So I'm sure me and Kim will go see it in the theater.
Let's see. I was going to post some Army quotes from Full Metal Jacket, but they would all get you banned.
Post them, man. Post them.
Yep.
Hell with it.
Okay. So, by the way, guys, just for making things fluid, I'm not going to read all of your comments. I'm going to make sure they all get up there where everybody can read them, but I'm not going to be reading all of them. But you mentioned the Marvels, Dan.
Yes.
Guess what? Bob Iger blames Marvel's box office failure partially on lack of set supervision.
Dude,
this guy,
garbage.
Bob Iger, has been shooting himself in the foot left and right for the last week, dude. It is not even funny how stupid it is, man. But yeah, he says set supervision. He's just letting these guys do whatever they want, apparently, which we all know is bullshit. They
had one scene there where the only way they could communicate with their allies, I guess, on this planet is through song.
Yeah.
You saw the movie?
I did.
Oh, my God.
It was a hunk of shit, dude.
I'll tell you right now, this is the first movie that Kim and I, 15 years we've been watching movies together. This is the first time we came out of the movie and didn't even talk about it.
And look, they go see everything. They go see horror movies. They go see war movies. They go see everything. And yeah, they didn't even talk about it. Disney's problems just continue to get worse. And by the way, I've got to. Well, no, I'll cover that. And that's. I forgot. That's my spot at the end of it. There. No, it's not. I can play it now. Look, guys, I can play it right now. This is just one of the greatest clips ever. It happened last Thursday after we went off air, while I was at the football game.
Yeah.
And I had to show you this, Dan. This is so awesome. Look, Bob Iger, in all his wisdom, decided he was going to pull the advertising for Disney and talk some of his friends and other corporations to pull their money from X, which is Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Pull their advertising dollars from it. And this is what Elon Musk had to say about that very thing.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
That's clear.
Hey, Bob.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
He even called Bob out. He said, hey,
if somebody's
Bob.
going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
And
Big that, dude.
Silence. Nobody believed him.
But go fuck yourself.
Yourself.
Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
You don't.
He said,
I mean,
hi to Bob Iger.
and the guy sitting next to him is like, what do you mean? What do you think I'm doing? Let me make it real clear for you. Go fuck yourself. You understand that, right?
I mean, they're just shooting
that.
themselves in the foot left and right, man. Yeah, I love Elon. I think he's just funny as hell. You can't buy him, so you can get away with. Yeah.
Quick question. What's going on with this shirt, man? I dig your shirt. What's going on with that shirt?
Oh, this I got this at an Irish pub, dude.
It's badass, bro.
I think it's when we went and saw Dad one time.
Booze and booty.
Booze
There
and
you
booty.
go.
It's hang on a second. You read it. Hang on. I think I've got it on the back. Is it on the back? Can you read it? Hang on.
No, you got Irish Pirate.
Yeah.
And I can't see the bottom of it, but that's a badass t-shirt, dude.
Yeah, it's for an Irish pub. I can't remember the name of the place.
Irish Pirate is what it says.
Yeah, but that's not the name of the place. I bought it at an Irish pub in the Virginia area
It
when we
says
went and saw
booze
Dad
and
once.
booty on the front of it.
Yeah, booze and booty.
You should have got me one of them fucking t-shirts, bro. That's awesome.
Well, it's got the Irish flag colors on it.
Yes, I'm looking at it like, wait a minute now. That's awesome, dude.
Oh my God. Let's see. I would hope they did.
Yeah, Elon Musk, dude. Hey, kudos to him, dude. Yeah.
And by the way, Small Time says Highlander is looking like Santa in that beard. Yeah, it's in full effect, man. But look, it don't get no easier for Disney. Disney's tax district accused of shady dealings amid DeSantis standoff akin to bribes. The report accuses Disney of creating an absolute monarchy in its independently governed district. This has to do with the Reedy Creek district that they were over, and now they don't have those rights anymore.
They think they're like DC, right, in Florida, like they're untouchable. Wrong.
Yeah, well, they're finding out about it now.
Once you get publicly political,
it's a dumb thing for an entertainment company to do. I don't understand it. Why would you want to lean left or right when you're trying to get both of them to come to the theater to see your shit?
Well, that's their leadership. Look, you're only as good as leadership, big or small, big corporations, small, little mom and pop. If your leadership sucks, your business is going to suffer.
Yeah.
That's simple, right? And I've never even gone to college for business.
Right. We got this one out of Bro Bible. And I think you're right, Dan. I think he's been working on his midsection a little too much.
He overtrained his core, man.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Roadhouse remake director are pissed at what Amazon is doing with the film. Basically, what they're doing, guys, is it's going straight to Amazon Prime. It's not going to have a theatrical release, and they are a little bit upset about it. This looks like one of those Scarlett Johansson deals with Black Widow. If you remember that lawsuit she won against Disney for putting it out day and date, and part of her back end was the box office take.
Sure.
Yeah, so that looks like this.
Promises are made, and then in the back end they switch gears on you. That would suck. Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, in the flicks tonight, the passing of a titan in television. Big fan. Norman Lear, legendary screenwriter and producer, dead at 101 years old. Cheers to Norman Lear. I'd like to call him the father of the spinoff. All in the Family. I can't remember the names of all the shows, but there was like 7 or 8 spinoffs of All in the Family, man. He had Good Times, the Jeffersons. Good Times was a spinoff. Yes, it was. She had worked for him cleaning house or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
The Jeffersons, Archie Bunker's place.
Jeffersons, they were the neighbors, remember? Yeah, they were then Maude, right?
Archie Bunker's place.
Archie Bunker's place when he owned the bar, right? But there's like 3 other ones that I totally forgot about.
There's so many great characters that came through that All in the Family sitcom, man. It really,
But that wasn't his only one, man. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. IMDb. Norman Lear.
Kim and I watched him on a morning show not too long ago, and they asked him the question, could he do All in the Family in today's world? And he said he would like to try.
He'd like to try?
He'd say yay or nay. He said, I would like to try it. See what that would be like,
Well, like I said, they did a live version of it not too long ago. And I think they had, of all people, I think it was what's our guy's name from White Man Can't Jump?
Woody Harrelson.
Used to be on Cheers. Yeah, Woody Harrelson played Archie Bunker in it.
Look, Woody Harrelson is a really solid actor.
Yeah, yes.
Everything he's done, I liked him. Did you get a chance to watch The Highwayman?
Yes, I did, and yes, you were absolutely right about
great
that movie.
movie
It was fantastic. The Highwayman was great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tim says Good Times was a spinoff of Maude. Okay, well there you go. By proxy, I guess it's a spinoff of it. There can be only one Santa. Yeah.
This.
You got just off the top, you got All in the Family, Fried Green Tomatoes, Mary Hartman, The Princess Bride. He was behind that.
Did you ever see The Princess Bride? Yes,
of course.
He was the one who hadn't seen Princess Bride. I'm like, but you gotta watch Princess Bride.
Look at, this stuff down here. He was behind Sanford and Son, Daniel.
Yep.
That blew me away. I was like, "You're kidding me, Sanford and Son."
Look, and you go back and look at those shows, man. Mm-hmm. Those are socially conscious shows, man.
Yep, they were.
At the very, base level. Right
Yep.
there in the neighborhood, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
Those are
Silver
real-
Spoons was another one. Facts of Life, he did that one. I mean, the guy just everything he touched on television turned to gold, man. And look, you can't say it's a shame. The guy has left a legacy that people will be watching forever. If you are younger and you've never seen All in the Family, get Pluto TV. It's free. You can stream. They have an entire channel that shows it 24/7.
You have got to watch that show. Yeah.
Norman Lear flew 52 combat missions in World War II. What the hell? Wow, man. Unbelievable.
Look, that's not rare, right? Back in the day, the sports athletes and actors and entertainers, they put their careers on hold to serve the country.
Yep.
You wouldn't fucking see that today, dude.
No, you wouldn't see that at all.
They want their rights and want their freedoms, but they would never stand a post, man. Never.
Nope. They would never carry a weapon for the country. Nope. They sure wouldn't. I've said several times, especially like when, what's our guy's name that made the Batman movies? Christopher Nolan.
Nolan.
When he made his movie, his war movie. What the hell's the name of it?
Oh, yeah, dude.
That would never happen today.
Yeah.
That would never happen today. Civilians going to get their people off of a bridge or off of a beach that's getting shelled across the English Channel. Civilians doing that?
Dude, I watched that movie. Kim and I went, no, she did. She won't go to those kinds of movies. She won't go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only kind of movie you don't really go to.
Dunkirk.
Yeah, Dunkirk. That's the name of it. Yeah.
You want to talk about a suspenseful movie, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't bloody or anything like that, but man, you were.
But what I'm saying is, you'd never see civilians do that today.
No.
You would never see that. Yeah.
I don't think over here anyway. I don't know about other countries, dude. I really don't.
Nope.
But I don't think you'd see it here. I hate to say that.
Ted Williams spent his best years flying for the
formidable years.
Yeah.
Fighting in the war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You imagine what the numbers. I'm glad the guy said that because just you talk about numbers in baseball alone.
Oh my God, Ted Williams is a famous one. Imagine what he would have done if he hadn't fought the war.
What he would have done if he hadn't given up that time in service?
I mean, God, man, it'd be crazy.
They'd still be chasing him.
All right, guys, it's time for the earthquakes. We got to move this thing along. We get too busy talking about fun stuff here. Shit,
fun stuff. That's what we're all about, bro.
We got to fill you in on some stuff, man.
Ooh, we're up against it too, right? Thursday Night Football's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming on pretty quick. About to kick off in about 10 minutes. And this chick is still trying to put her lipstick on in an 8.5 earthquake.
Wrap it up.
Well, apparently, we have an actual earthquake this week. 7.6 magnitude earthquake off Philippines prompts evacuations more than 1,000 miles away.
Unfortunate. Moving on.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, say your prayers for those folks in the Philippines.
God bless you.
Next up, a man shocked to discover the source of his headaches for 5 months is a pair of chopsticks
what the fuck is
inside his skull.
Now, how in the hell?
If you read the article and take a look at these pictures, what happened was he was in a fight, and he said that when he had some chopsticks in his hand, and he got hit, and he got knocked out, and he remembered waking up and being in pain. Anyway, one of the chopsticks went right up his nasal cavity into his brain, dude. And he didn't know about it for 5 months. That is crazy. I mean, it must have missed a lot of shit, dude, for him to be able to walk around for 5 months. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yikes. Let's see. Let me get the other stuff here. Red Sox could have won the World Series, I bet, in 1944 if he didn't go. There you go. The game tonight is going to be straight trash. Well, yeah, it is, but we still want to watch it because we're Patriots fans. And we never want to lose to Pittsburgh, damn it. Yeah, this one was a local story for me. Army veteran was fatally shot during child custody exchange. This had to do with the boyfriend of the mother shooting him. Yeah, it's a damn shame, dude.
Oh, man.
On Thanksgiving night. Yeah. Now, we don't know the particulars. This guy could have been the biggest jerk in the world, but it's just a sad story to see, during a child custody exchange. That's jacked up. Let's see. Cartel operators pose as U.S. officials to target Americans in timeshare scam. You believe this shit?
What?
Yeah.
Freaking American.
And also contacting people claiming to be employees of the OFAC itself and offering to free up funds purportedly frozen by the U.S. agency, which combats illicit funds and money laundering.
Unreal,
Wow.
dude. We just get black guys all over the place,
The
man.
cartels, man. If they can find a way to make money. Let's see.
What's to be done, right? What's
Right?
to be done?
Yeah. Newsom and DeSantis debate showed the California governor is all in for Biden. Gee whiz, that's a shocker,
is
isn't
that
it?
really news? Did we need a headline on that?
This is one of those stupid ass headlines that I told you that I love to grab because, wow, really? You're kidding me.
That's some lazy whatever, man.
Here you go. Epstein flight log subpoenaed request denied by Democrat-led Senate Judiciary Committee. Blackburn says they denied the request for the Epstein flight logs.
Yeah. Is somebody surprised by that?
Well, it's more of a case of why, man. They're all on it. They all must be. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, how much more evidence would people have to have,
right,
to know? Look, I guarantee you, if they look at Republicans, they'd be on Jeffrey Epstein's freaking jets too.
Yeah.
Anybody in money is on that plane. That's why the guy disappeared.
I got another.
It's been heard of that since.
That's it. I got another stupid headline for you. Check this one out, Dan. Inmate accused of stabbing Derek Chauvin 22 times in prison is charged with attempted murder. Wow, that's a shocker. No, I think he was just trying to give him a flesh wound, Dan.
Amazing.
I don't think he was.
I'm amazed it took this long for somebody to attack him.
Right?
I figured
you would have thought you would have heard this a long time ago, right?
I figured the first week the guy was dead. I figured as soon as he got him, he would be dead.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see. All in for Biden and other news. The sky is blue and water is wet. That's too much, man. All right. The rest of these aren't that great. So we're going to get to buckling our chin strap. Getting ready. But a few, what's he saying? But a few maybe on there, but didn't do anything bad. But yes, a lot of them did some things bad there, of course. Well, I think RFK was openly saying he flew on that plane twice, but it was just getting a hop, not to his island.
You mean he didn't say, yeah, I was just getting a hop. That's all the reason.
Exactly.
It's not like I went to the island and had sex with underage. No, I would never do that.
He said he took his family on flights, is what it was.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Look, if you believe that, I got loads of land for you to buy at a cheap price.
At a cheap rate.
Wake up, people. Jesus.
All right, boys and girls.
They play for suckers while they take our fucking money to finance this bullshit.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, oh, wait. No, it's not time to buckle our chin straps yet. I forgot about that. Wait a minute. It's not time for that. It's time for the new spot. I almost forgot about the new spot.
I thought you were going to go bypass it since we're up on.
No, I'm not going to bypass it. Hell no, man. Hell no. We can't bypass the best and brightest. Come on.
Thing, man. It's awesome.
Well, the first guy, I'm sure he didn't want this out in public. Gold bars found by Senator Bob Menendez. Menendez, excuse me. New Jersey home linked to 2013 robbery. FBI
This
agents-
guy was on the take for real, bro. If he doesn't go to jail, which he probably won't, look, I'm telling you right now, powerful people do not go to jail. This will get litigated out. He'll do some misdemeanor and public service already given and blah, blah, blah. You'll never hear the rest of it. He had money, stacks of money, gold bars from a fucking robbery.
That's amazing, man. Speaking of stacks, the guy we talked about earlier that was voted out of the House of Representatives, George Santos made more on Cameo in 48 hours than he did his entire time in Congress.
Look, remember that Eddie Murphy movie, the comedy he made about the honorable men or whatever? When he goes to Washington, he gains a seat because he used the outgoing guy, the guy that died, used his last name, and people just recognized the last name and voted him in. He gets up there and the leader, if you vote this way, I got money for you here. If you vote this way, I got money for you here. You talk about a bunch of scam artists, and this guy made a mint on just 48 hours?
Yeah. A cameo.
Doing a cameo?
Yeah. You know what Cameo is, right?
Exactly what he was doing when he did what he did.
Yep.
Is he going to go to jail?
He needs to get a big tattoo on his forehead that says grift. The grift is real.
Is he going to jail?
You know
he's not going to go to jail. What are we talking about?
And the last one, this is a follow-up on a previous Best and Brightest.
Here's senior dumbass right here. He's our representative, right? He's a representative. And instead of going to vote, what is this fool doing? Pulling the fire alarm because, he thinks he's in grade school. It's funny. I'll stop the vote. While we, the people, you're doing our business, you're playing these fucking games.
Yep.
Kid time.
Games.
There you go.
It says here that he was censured.
Yeah. What does that mean?
House. Yeah.
Nothing.
Well,
is he going home? Is he losing his
slap
job?
on the wrist. It really is.
Yeah, and nothing. There you go.
It was a dangerous precedent to vote Santos out of Congress before he has been convicted in court. Yeah, true. True. I would agree with that, Matt. I would agree with that. Okay, now it is time for you guys to buckle your chin strap, get your pads on, get your big boy pants on, if you know what I'm saying, because it is time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Dude, how he left that stadium not in handcuffs is beyond me. Launched my boy Warner straight to the retirement couch. What the fuck?
How long have we been doing the show now?
Well over a year.
Every time I see that clip, man,
it's radical, brutal. Dude. It's brutal. That's why I play it twice.
Extends, right? Extension.
Full extension. He follows through. Like Bruce Lee said, you should aim several inches past your target. And he did just that.
What did Ronnie Lott say? He gave him a woo hit.
He gave him a woo hit.
Woo!
All right. My final word tonight is about a local election we had here for Caddo Parish Sheriff's Deputy. Judge orders new Caddo Sheriff's election. Whitehorn appeals. Basically, this is between a guy. Okay, this is the deal. There's a guy named Steve Prater who I've met several times. He's a great dude. He's been the Caddo Parish sheriff for decades. Okay, he's retiring this year, and these are the two guys that were vying for his job. Danny asked me earlier how many votes were cast in this thing, and I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, but John Nicholson was the one that was being backed by Prater. And Henry Whitehorn, I believe, is a Shreveport police chief, a former one. And
what?
Yeah.
How is he even allowed to run?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not the police chief now.
Oh, don't give a shit.
But anyway,
Report police.
Well, that's what Prater was before he became the
corruption.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Anyway, this vote, Whitehorn won it by 1 vote. And as usual, the lawyers got involved. And the reason why the judge is ordering a new election is because Nicholson's people brought him evidence of 11, and it was just a random sampling they did. They found 11 votes that they could prove were illegally cast. So
I would be interested to see how many. That's for the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Department?
Yep.
Caddo
Parish Sheriff. Yep.
How many people voted in the Caddo Parish Sheriff
election?
Yeah.
2023.
Over 43,000 people casted their vote. So that's a pretty good turnout. I mean,
that's a good turnout.
Actually,
and
it's not.
1 vote decided it.
You're talking about Caddo Parish. I mean, their population.
250,000 people just in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? So I'll be keeping an eye on this. I'll be keeping an eye on this, and I will have a follow-up for you on it. But I just thought, every vote counts, guys. Every vote counts. That's what we're finding out here.
Especially when less and less of us are voting. Every vote counts, man.
All right, boys and girls. Now it is time for our regular segment. Something my brother came up with probably about the 3rd show we did. It's the Simple Jack Award. It's the Simple Jack Award. It's that award he gives out to, those individuals that, they're trying to do the right thing. Kind of like Simple Jack is here. He's trying to take care of the butterflies problem, and he just can't seem to get it right. You know what I'm saying? He can't seem to do it. And this time around, well, I'm going to let him tell you all about it, because all I could do was laugh my ass off when I saw this headline, man. I'll read the headline and then he can follow up. Man wakes up from anesthesia and tells his wife he's been cheating on her and got his side chick pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, this guy goes in for procedure, and I don't know. I've had these heavy procedures. You get that heavy duty anesthetic, but when he's coming out of it, apparently he's a talker. And he starts talking, and she's right there videoing him and talking to him. And, he's like, I love you, da-da-da. And then he starts to confess that he's been unfaithful, and he's got other people that he's had sex with. And one of his side ladies, she's pregnant, and he's confessing all this on video. This guy right here, she's right next to him. She's his wife. She's worried about him. She's right there supporting him. And here he comes out of anesthesia, running his fucking mouth and talking about all the shit he's doing on the side, dude. There's a Simple Jack for you. He went full retard on a huge scale. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard.
Never go full retard.
Full retard, man. Good.
Under anesthesia, dude. Come out. Blah, 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 blah.
Gotta keep your shit together when you're on them good drugs.
Bro, what's wrong with you? I read that article. I'm like, this guy's a special kind of moron right here. Wow. Intense.
All right, boys and girls. Let's see. Let me check the comments real quick before we get out of here. My wife says that the Patriots scored first blood. That's good to hear. Thank you very much. And Small Time says, I could imagine her saying, then let your side piece take care of you.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. All right, boys and girls, let me let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you're watching the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Thursday night at 6 p.m. as long as it's not a holiday or a football game. And no, if I didn't tell you enough, I really appreciate your family giving me those tickets, man. That was very cool.
No problemo.
Yep. We do it every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. So definitely tune in for that. Later on tonight at 10 p.m., a little bit more football. Actually, I say 10 p.m. It's going to be after the game. If there's an NFL game on, I'm going to watch that till the end, and then I'll do the show. Okay? But it's going to be Madden through the years this time on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. It's after the game tonight. And then Friday morning, you can see me trolling John on Morning Coffee with John as he plays Baldur's Gate at 10 a.m. Friday morning, every Friday on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then Saturday, you can watch me continue my work on the Privateer. Sketching the Privateer comes your way every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Sunday mornings, you can see Pregame Party, where me and my friends get together and we talk about Week 14 this time. We got another big one this week. What do you think, Dan? Dallas or the Eagles? The Eagles have been exposed. Or have they been exposed? I think they just got run over by that train that's called the best team in the NFL right now.
I think Dallas has got a different type of defense than the 49ers do. I think they're susceptible. I think it'll be who's got the ball last.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like the Seahawks game. I really do. Yeah. But you can hear us talk about it. Pregame Party starts 2 hours before kickoff of your early afternoon games at 10 a.m. Central Time every Sunday. And then Military Monday with Gary on Pop Culture Minefields channel. We're doing one of my personal favorites, and I happen to know it's one of my brothers too. And Gary says it is a inspiration for his Vindicated comic book, which if you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check out his Fund My Comic Book page. He's on the end run of getting this thing made, Vindicated. Definitely go check that out. I pumped this on all my shows, so definitely go check that out. You can see him talk about Rolling Thunder. Look how young Tommy Lee Jones is in that freaking movie, dude. Wow. I mean, what a great flick that is. I'm going to have to watch it again before we do this show Monday morning. Been a long time. Great movie, though. What's my man's name? William Devane?
Yep.
He played Kennedy on television. I think that's what a lot of people remember him for. I always remember him from this, though. He was a tough dude in this movie. Anyway, we're going to talk about it 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday morning. And then Monday afternoon, it's only Talk and Roll on That 70s Rock Fans channel. I'd have the thumbnail up for it, but this is the last show we did 2 weeks ago, Delta Force. But we're going to cover Thin Lizzy this week. And we're going to talk about some Thin Lizzy at 4 p.m. Central Time. I know you're a fan, Dan.
Yes, sir.
That's a good 70s band right there. We're going to talk about them at
Hair
4
of the
p.m.
Dog.
Yep, Little Hair of the Dog. 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday evening. And then, let's see, Tuesday, I guess my thumbnail for that didn't come in here, did it? I guess not. I'm going to be playing Wanted on Tuesday on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. On Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to play Wanted Weapons of Fate. It's a movie tie-in game they did for the Wanted movie, the one with Angelina Jolie and the guy that plays Professor X. What's his name? James McAvoy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good, it's a cool game. It's the one where they bend bullets around corners and stuff. And then on Wednesday morning, you can see me troll John again as he plays Uncharted at 10 a.m. Wednesday morning on Pop Culture Minefields channel, Morning Coffee with John. And then Wednesday evening is my pop culture show, State of the Atmosphere, where we talk about all kinds of things. We give you a pop culture report, kind of like we do on this show, but we go more in depth with it over there. And we did our December movies show last week, and that's every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. I told them to research their favorite Christmas stuff, but one of them kind of reminded me we still got a couple weeks before Christmas, so I'm going to have to find something else to do on that show. But it's 5:30 Wednesday, every Wednesday. And I always send you an invite to that if you ever want to come on, talk movies and shit, Dan. You know, I don't know if you noticed I sent you that or not.
I do. I see him.
Okay. But anyway, that is going to be the next week up until when you see us again at the same time, same bat channel, Joe's Atmosphere channel.
Same bat channel. There you go.
That's right. Anything else you want to impart before we get out of here, man?
No, just be safe out there, everybody, and God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show, and like and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I will listen. For myself, and there can be only one, the Hylunder. I want to thank you guys for being here, and until we see you again, I want you to keep on keeping on. God bless.